Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for singles this time. It's the Love Tarot, but for singles. So I'm going to do the full Celtic cross spread, find out what's going on in your love life, what you've got coming, all of that good stuff for singles this time. Made 3 readings. It's a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it is good. Whenever you find this video is when you're meant to get this message. And so 3 videos here, 3 readings. Each one of them has got a deeper dive, an extended reading that goes with it. In that, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from your Celtic cross spread. I will also be getting cards out from these decks back here as well to give you further clarity and give you some guidance and possible timelines for when all of this stuff might be happening for you. So if you're interested in those deeper dives, extended readings, toward the end of the reading I'll be popping a link for that up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments, and that's where you can also find your timestamps to fast forward to your reading. So all you need to do now is take your pick. Which one do you want? Would you like the crystal? It's amethyst. Would you like flower? We've got a purple theme, you might have noticed. Or the shell. Bippy. Take your pick now. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well as you're watching, and also click that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well. I do a live show 3 times a week. Come along sometime and give you a mini reading there. So enjoy your reading. I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal, singles, this one's for you. Single crystals out there, this is your love tarot reading with the tarot of mystical moments here. And so I'm going to do a full Celtic cross spread for you, find out what's going on in your love life and what's coming in, that kind of thing. And also, there's going to be a deeper dive to this as usual, so that is an extended reading that goes with this. So if you find that this is your story or could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that, because in that I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic cross spread, and I'm also going to be pulling cards out from these decks at the back here, which are all the romance decks. For further clarity on all of that, I'll be getting timing cards out, things like that as well. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So what's this reading all about? King of Cups. This is about you. This is the female version of the King of Cups. So this is you about being picky. So I wonder if someone's coming your way soon and you'll have a choice maybe about 2 people. We'll see. This is like who your heart is going to choose. And you see how she's got a good ship there. So she knows what she deserves, right? Because she's already got it and she's letting a good ship in. So I think you've got someone good coming your way, but you could have a choice of 2 people here. What's crossing you? So what's hindering you in this connection, crystals, is the 10 of Wands. Now this is a burdensome kind of an energy. And so you might have a lot on your plate. I don't know. Are you working too much? Are you having to handle a few too many things? Perhaps you've got a lot of responsibilities on your hand. Or you could be the kind of person that likes to take on a lot of burdens in relationships. I mean, you're way too willing to do too much in relationships for other people, and it becomes a burden to you. It takes a lot of your energy, kind of thing. If you've got a lot on your plate, like work-wise and stuff like that, if you've got a very full life, you might not be wanting to get into a relationship because it's just a whole lot more on your plate. So really be careful about who you choose here, because you don't want to choose like one of those burdensome people. Like, you know, there's like men children around, you know, the ones that they're just like children. They want looking after. It's like they don't want a girlfriend. They want a new mom to do everything for them. And that's a lot of burdens. We don't need to take that stuff on. So if that's you, don't do it. Choose better than that. You need to choose. You might have more than 2 coming in fact, so that you can choose wisely. I would say that this is leaning toward you needing to choose someone that's not your usual type, because if your usual type is burdensome like that, not good, not good. So how do things appear on the surface of it? Strength. You're a strong person. That's good. You need to be strong. You need to be strong and empowered, and, you know, so that you can decide and stay firm in those decisions and stand up for yourself and all of that. I love that. So what's really behind this for our single crystals? Page of Wands. So someone's got their eye on you here. Someone, yeah, maybe a few people in fact. You look very attractive at the moment. This is the card of passion. Got a few people looking at you. Are you dating at the moment? Are you on Tinder or something like that? I think there's a few people that have got their eye on you because you're strong. You know, you've got that presence about you. You've got a strong energy, and people are attracted to you. So a lot of people passionately looking at you. Now, some of you might be putting yourself forward on these apps and stuff like that, the dating apps and things, because this is ones. You might have like great pictures and stuff like that and be kind of flirty in how you've written about yourself, because ones is just like passionate energy. Whereas, you know, if it was a page of swords that had come out, then the attention that you'd be getting, then your profile would be more like, you know, what you like reading and stuff like that, appealing to the intellectual type. It appears to me here, the strong energy that you're putting forward is more the passionate type. So based on your looks and, you know, to kind of reel them in with that passion. You might want to do that. You might not want to do that. There's a lot of people that will respond to that passion, but they're not necessarily the ones that will. I mean, the passion's got to be there, yeah, but generally it's there. You don't need to go for the lowest common denominator kind of thing and appeal to that passion side, because they're going to be attracted anyway. I would be more picky, crystals, by changing your profile on those dating apps and making it more, you know, geared toward your intellectual side, your spiritual side. What other sides have you got? You know, but just bringing more of that out, because the passion's going to be there anyway. Yeah, the passion's going to be there anyway. People aren't going to be swiping left if they're not attracted to you in the first place. So you don't need to appeal to that side of them. Let's put it this way: you want the right person instead of a lot of people that are wrong for you, right? And so if you have like got great pictures on there, you're really sexy, all of that kind of stuff, and you're flirty and you blurb, yes, you might get more numbers, but still it's not going to be the right one for you. The right one for you might be like just looking for someone that's got a bit more substance. And I'm not saying you don't. You've obviously got a strong presence there, but you might just want to get just a few that are more right for you than a lot that are wrong for you. Let's put it that way. What about your past energy, recent past for crystals? Have you had anything going on in the recent past? Any dates, that kind of thing? Four of Wands, marriage, and the Fool. Wow. So it seems like you might have met someone that you recently, in your recent past, that you wanted to dive on in there. You were thinking that you could even get married to them. The Fool energy is kind of, it's not the Magician. They've not learned yet. The Magician has learned, and then they will manifest what they want, but the Fool just kind of dives into something. So it appears that you might have been kind of naive in the past and had a connection with someone or met someone and thought, like, this is it. It might have just been a passionate connection, though, based on these cards that I've got down. So just because there's a lot of passion there doesn't mean that that's a good recipe for a marriage. So it feels like you might have got attached to someone there and thought that it was more than it actually was, and perhaps it was a short-lived kind of thing. Because if someone's coming in with the passion, it generally is just for a short-lived thing. You know, it's a different way of approaching relationships. Those that are looking for passion will just go on Tinder and look for the sexy ones kind of thing. Just for short term, they're not looking for anything else. So if you're thinking that you can hook one of those and then it turn to something else, very unlikely. Because if someone's looking for that, then they'll be looking for that and they'll be going about it in a different way. What's coming in your near future? Ooh, the King of Swords. Again, this is your energy. This is the female version of the King of Swords, which is you having clarity about what it is that you want. See how she's putting fairy lights on her wedding dress here. She's building it the way that she wants to. She's crafting it in the way that she wants. So I think this is you taking charge and deciding to kind of, with clarity, manifest the kind of person that you want. What does that mean? Well, if you decide what kind of person you want, if you might be thinking with what I've already said, yeah, I would really like someone that I've got an intellectual connection with. Need to have conversations with them. Doesn't matter how sexy they are, how hot they are, how hunky they are. If you can't have a conversation with them, get bored of them real quick. And yeah, there's like this emotional as well. You might want someone with it, like emotional maturity. You might want someone that's like self-motivated, that achieves things and passionate about something, you know, not just about you. And so all of these things, you can kind of decide what it is that you want. And then once you have this idea of what that person will be like, ask yourself, well, where would someone like that hang out? How would they be trying to find a partner? Like, you know, perhaps I know for myself, like I know that I won't find a partner by going on Tinder or anything like that. I know that I won't find a partner by going out and dancing. I don't love going on Tinder. It's a big pain in the ass and it's a lot of wasted time. There's idiots on that, and it makes me lose hope in humanity, to be honest. But I like going out and dancing with my friends and having a good time. I'm not kidding myself that I'm going to meet someone worth being with out there, because I know that my kind of person will be an entrepreneur, will be someone that I'll meet in the gym or somewhere like that. That's the kind of person that I will go for, and that'll be the kind of places that they'll be, and that's where I'll be able to connect with them. So I think once you've got a real clear idea of who you might want, they might be on Tinder, they might be on those apps, on those dating apps, very well could be. But they're probably looking for a particular thing. And this isn't about kind of molding yourself to be the kind of person that person picks. It's just about tailoring. It's like tailoring your CV. You're not necessarily lying, but if you go for two completely different kind of jobs, you might just tailor your CV to appeal more to them, you know, to try and emphasize certain aspects of yourself and diminish other aspects of yourself. So I would do that on your dating apps if I were you. And I think that would be, that's going to get you more of what it is that you want, you know? Because it's a numbers game after all. It's like meet a lot of people and then find out what it is that you want and, get more clarity on what it is that you want along the way. You've got to meet a lot of people before you find the one. So this reading is about you being more picky about who it is that you want, with the King of Cups there, and who you open your heart to, especially who you let into your heart. What is this reading also about? What is this reading also about? It's about death. It's about a complete change in how you've been, so that you can have a rebirth. So do what you did, you'll get what you got, right? And so if you keep on doing what you did, you're going to keep on getting what you got. It's never going to suddenly, you're not just waiting to meet the right one, that if you take that same approach, it's going to be different this time. It's not going to be different this time. It's going to be exactly the same. So there seems to be a need for a complete transformation here. The death of the old you, a whole new approach to this. So you've got a big transformation coming in here. What are your fears? Crystals, what are your fears? The Lovers. So it is that lusty kind of a thing. If someone just wants you for your body. So you're fearing that. Interesting, because I'm picking up that that's how you're trying to lure them in. So the way that you're going about it is attracting what you fear, is attracting those that are just wanting that, just wanting you for your body. Could be showing a little bit too much of your body on these pictures. It could be something like that. Let's see. Leave a little bit to the imagination. What we really want is to be loved properly, right? And part of that is them loving our body, enjoying our body and all of that, and being attracted to us and having that passion. But it's just a part of it. And like I said, that's the lowest common denominator. That's going to be there, especially with men. It's going to be there anyway. So I wouldn't try and appeal to that side of things. Anyway, what are your hopes? Your hopes for the Emperor. Now this is you again. This is the female version of the Emperor. So you're hoping to take charge of things. You're hoping to kind of boss up in this and get what it is that you want, you know, create what it is that you want. The Emperor, taking charge energy, that's what you're hoping for. It's interesting because if that came out as like the male Emperor, then you'd be hoping for your divine counterpart, but it's actually you there. So to me, it feels like you're hoping to find yourself. Yeah. Hoping to find yourself, your divinity, who you really are. You know, we don't know what we want in a mate until we know who we really are. I got married in my 20s. And when I look back, it's just ridiculous now. But it's not ridiculous in a way, because I had my children in my 20s and my 30s. And so, you know, our biology, it's the right time to have children. But looking back, I didn't even know who I was, never mind what kind of a partner I wanted to be with. So, yeah, I think this is more about finding yourself and knowing who you are, and before you can know who it is that you want. So I guess you've got a lot of people coming your way, and I think you've got a lot of attention on you here. I think right now it's the wrong kind of attention. I think it's just those lovers, just those ones that want your body, just those ones that are short-termers. A lot of people looking at you, but it's with lusty pants, with lusty eyes, you know. Could be burdensome to you. Got to get more picky and play on your other strengths in your dating game, and I think that's going to lure the right ones in, and perhaps looking in different places as well. Definite need for a different approach. So let's see what your outcome is. What is the outcome for crystals? Now, I'm going to get a few cards out for a progression here, so like a story of your outcome. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get a couple more cards out and see what the progression is here. What next after that one? I'll be revealing these outcome cards in your deeper dive. Okay. So you got 4 out there. I'll be revealing these cards in the deeper dive in that extended reading. If you want to know what these are and have the reading for that with possible timelines for that, then you can join me in that. I'll also be getting cards out for clarity of all these decks out here as well. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. Now, the email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that crystal on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this, and if you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Single flowers, let's find out about your love life with a full Celtic Cross reading. And so, as usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that it is your story, could be your story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that, because in that I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic Cross spread. I will also be getting cards out from these decks back here on my shelves as well to give you further clarity, some guidance, and the way forward and all of that. I'll be getting a timing card out for you as well as to when things might happen for you. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for that up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. So what's this reading all about for flowers with your love tarot here for single flowers? This reading is all about 3 of Wands, the waiting game. Or if you've been single for a while, waiting for the perfect person to show up. That's what it feels like to me. Single for ages, quite picky perhaps, and you're like, but there's no one around that I'm like liking, or no one that seems to be a match to me. Waiting, you know what it is that you want, right? Just waiting for it. Waiting for that perfect person to come in. I don't say perfect, I mean perfect for you person to come in, the one that matches what it is that you want, what it is that you know that you deserve. So what's hindering you in this then? Is there something hindering flowers at the moment? Why is it not happening? Thought the universe could do anything at any time, right? How come it's not happening for flowers right now? The Emperor, Divine Masculine, the High Priestess. Ooh. Intuitively you know that there's someone that's right for you, the Emperor, your Divine Masculine. Intuitively, so you're the High Priestess, you deserve someone to real step up. So you know the level that you're at and what you deserve. You deserve an Emperor, but there don't seem to be any around, right? You know you want someone that's done the work on themselves, someone that is worthy of you. They've got to impress you. No one's impressing you right now. Yeah. Says it's hindering you, it's holding you back, but I really don't think there's anything that you can do about this, because it feels to me like you've got it right, like you are holding that energy, the High Priestess energy, very high spiritual energy there. Okay, so how do things appear on the face of it? Appears like you're waiting at the moment. No, you are actually waiting at the moment. That's what this reading is about, the 3 of Wands. Well, How do things appear on the face of it at the moment? For flowers. Why? Well, maybe it's all those three. Eight of Cups. Walking away, always having to walk away. But, oh, here you go, you're manifesting. Yeah, you're the Empress that is manifesting. So you're the Divine Feminine and you know it. You've done the work and you're ready. You're holding your head high, you're manifesting it. This walking away energy, though, it's a walking away, leaving things behind. Emotional attachments is what you're leaving behind. This is not necessarily leaving someone. It's more leaving behind an emotional attachment, something that you've believed perhaps, or something like that. You are manifesting as the Empress. You're manifesting your Divine Masculine. This is kind of thrown in there. Well, maybe we'll find out when we know what's behind that. There is something for you to let go of, it appears. What's really behind that? Tell us what's really behind that. Tell us what's really behind this Eight of Cups. You're doing so much right here. These are very powerful cards. And you're waiting, yeah. What's really behind this? This Eight of Cups. Nine of Wands, you're wounding. That's what it is. Yeah, right, you're wounded. So you are... See how she's got a fence here? She's got a 9-1. She's made them into a fence. One of them's a light. And she's like, come near me and I'll bash you on the head with it. So she's got, like, still wounded. Still not fully healed yet. Still wounded. Really wary. So you're waiting for the Emperor to come in. Meanwhile, if the Emperor comes anywhere near, you've got a big stick you're going to hit him on the head with. So, yeah, still too guarded to let someone in is what this is about. You're getting there, you're almost there, but there's some wounding still to let go of so that you can actually be open to an Emperor coming in. Open to Divine Masculine coming in. Now, what's your recent past energy? Recent past energy for flowers. What's the recent past energy for flowers? Recent past energy for flowers. What's been in the recent past for flowers? Singles, flowers. Nine of Pentacles, there you are, single. Yes, you've been single, we know that. I can tell that already in the energies. Single, independent, always having to do stuff by yourself. Spending a lot of time by yourself. Sure, you're having wins, but it can get a little bit old, can't it, when you're doing everything by yourself? It's like, when's it my turn to receive this love? It's single and independent for ages now. So what's coming in your near future? Flowers. Near future for flowers, for singles. Oh no, more of the same, feeling left out. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is that low? That long, slow walk in the snow by yourself. It is the, still being left out. So now it's really starting to hurt. Nine of Pentacles is like, oh, I'm happy by myself. I'm getting these wins. I'm single. I'm independent. And then headed in the near future toward, I really don't like this anymore. And that's not a bad energy, really. We need to be honest about that. It's like when it's like, I don't like this anymore, I don't like the way that I'm feeling. Contrary to popular belief of law of attraction stuff, you don't have to be happy all the time for stuff to manifest. Sometimes you can stomp your feet and say, universe, this sucks, I really don't like this anymore. That's not bringing what you don't want toward you, that's being truthful. We don't fool the universe. We don't have to pretend that we don't have the emotions that we've got as well. So feel free to wallow in that and tell the universe, hey, bring something in. Enough of this. Enough of this being alone kind of stuff. What's this reading all about? It's about the Three of Wands. It's about waiting. But now we know there is some healing for you to do that with that Nine of Wands card. We've got the Eight of Wands and the Fool. But the Fool came upside down. So I don't usually read reversals, but sometimes it just seems significant when one flips over like that. Eight of Wands is all about direct communication, someone knowing what they want. The Fool is about not knowing whether you're ready to dive in. It's that trepidation. It's that, I'm not sure. So even if your Emperor came in, you'd be like a bit reticent. Even if they directly communicated to you, I want you, come out with me now. If you're unsure as to whether to dive in, it's because of this healing thing. I don't know, I'm not getting precise stuff about the healing thing because this is a general reading, of course. You're all going to be healing different things. Okay, so yeah. You think you're waiting and you think that when it comes in, you're going to jump on it. Nah, you're not. You're not, because you're still wounded. And that might really surprise you, because you'll be like, I'm ready, I'm sure I'm ready, I'm sure it's said yes, of course I'll say yes. You might be surprised. Because the Emperor energy is a big energy, you know? It's someone that's going to require stuff from you. It's someone that challenges you. They're not going to feel comfortable. Comfortable is like relationshiping down, you know? Someone that is nowhere near at your level, that's comfort. When you're going for someone at your level or even higher, that isn't comfortable. So, yeah, it could be that. Or your wounding is just, has you closing down, being aloof, something like that. What are your fears? Let's get into it. What are your fears? What are your fears? The Chariot. Being pulled in two directions. I'm not so sure. I've had relationships before, and I thought they were the one for me, and no, it turns out there was the dark side to them, and I'm scared. I'm scared of deciding and then finding out, no, I don't really want them. I'm scared of rushing into it and then realizing that they're not the one for me. So you're not trusting yourself. You're scared to trust yourself in your choice in relationships. What else are you scared of? The burdens of relationship, 10 of wands. So if it being overwhelming, if it being burdensome, of like someone to take care of, someone to look after, someone that's going to bring a load of bullshit into my life, all of that stuff. So, yeah. Not got a very positive outlook on relationships, this one, because of past wounding. That's what you need to let go of. Perhaps you can be more focused on what an amazing relationship would be like. I mean, like your ideal relationship. What would that be like? Get dreaming about that and get dwelling on that. But there is some healing. There's some revisiting of the past that you need to do here. Because I think perhaps look back at these ones that have wounded you so much, the ones that broke your heart, the ones that had you feeling like this seemed like the right one, but I don't trust myself anymore of who I choose. Look back as who you are now at those relationships, and would you have chosen it? Would you have done the same things? Would you have entered into those relationships? Would you have said yes to them? Would you have changed your behavior in that? Would you have stood up for yourself sooner? Would you have said no sooner? Would you have realized that they weren't the one for you sooner? Ask yourself all those questions, because if you realize that you've changed as a person and you would do things differently now, faced with those exact same people, then you've learned and you've grown. So you're not going to have those experiences again. So you can trust yourself, right? Might just be that that's all the healing that you need. What are your hopes? Hopes, flowers, singles. What are the hopes? Ace of Cups, new love. A new love, a start in love, feeling amazing, feeling so loved. One of the best cards you can get for this, for your hopes there, is just to feel love, but to be in love and feel loved and all of that, falling in love. And the Knight of Wands, the passion, the excitement of a new relationship and all of that. Nice hopes, I like that. Okay, well, dwell on that energy. Yeah, dwell on that energy, because that is awesome. But of course, still look back to the past as well and realize that you've learned and grown since then. How would you do things differently? Ask yourself that. So let's get your outcome cards out. We'll be revealing these outcome cards in the deeper dive, in that extended reading. I'll get a few outcome cards out because I want it to tell a story of your progression forward, not just one single outcome card. So let's get them out. There's the first one. Ooh. Ah, okay. Very interesting. Of course, I will be doing a reading with these cards, not just showing you what the cards are. Intriguing cards so far. The first two coming out very slowly. Just as I said that, I'll share that joke with you in the deeper dive, of course. 4. What's that? Oh. And one more. Oh, love it. Okay, you've got 5 cards there. Tell quite the story. Intriguing at first and then a little bit exciting toward the end. Okay, so if you want to know what those are and all these cards are that I'm going to pick out for you with all that clarity, advice, possible timelines, you can get that deeper dive if you want to follow me in there. I will pop a link for it up there There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, your promotions folder. Check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that flower on a device where you can open PDFs. Isn't that cute, the way it twists around like that? It's so cute. In that PDF, amongst other things, you will see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell and the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Singles, shells, let's do you a full Celtic Cross Tarot spread about your love life. Wow, your cards came out really fast then. So as usual, shells is going to be a deeper dive. Deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with this. So if you find that this is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that. In that, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic Cross spread. I'll also be getting cards out from these decks back here to give you further clarity on all of that, to give you a bit of guidance. I'll be getting timing cards out as well to find out when it's all going to happen too for you. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for that up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get into it. What's your reading all about? These cards came out very fast. Five of Materials, feeling left out. Knight of Voices, rushing in. It's either all go or it's all stop. It's either like nothing happening at all, feeling left out, there's no one for me, nothing happening, I'm single, or Knight of Voices. Knight of Voices is like someone just based on a whim kind of rushing in without a thought really. It's either someone approaching you. You're either getting a lot of interest, fast interest by someone that's not really right for you, or you're just feeling left out completely. It's running hot and cold, but the hot isn't even hot for you. It's just not the right thing. So you're either getting what you don't want or what you don't want. So when you are getting attention, it's not by the right people. But most of the time you're being left out of it. So you just don't seem to be able to win here. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's on a whim, the Knight of Voices. People that are coming towards you, it's just like a passing interest kind of thing. It's no one that's invested. It's no one that's like chasing you or you know, trying to woo you or even asking you out on a date. It's just, yeah, just a passing fancy kind of thing. No one really investing here. How disappointing for you. Okay, what's crossing shells here? Reciprocation. You're not getting it, right? So there's a certain energy that you give out, a certain thing that you can offer within relationships. It isn't being returned to you. There's this mismatch. You're at this level and the level that you're attracting in is not at your level at all. I wonder why. Not a reciprocal level. I thought we were meant to attract the energy that we're being, right? These are problems that you're asking yourself. So how come it's not being reciprocated? Let's find out. So how do things appear on the surface of it? How do things appear on the surface for shells? How do things appear on the surface for shells? Eight of Materials. Like you're reaping the rewards of the work that you're putting in. You could be very successful. You could be quite affluent, wealthy. Money coming your way. Abundance is happening for you. So you seem to be able to manifest things. The work that you put into different areas of your life, it pays off for you. What about your love life? Doesn't seem to be so. Hi. What's really behind this? What's really behind this there? I just heard what's really behind it. Muse of Voices, what you got clarity on. Right. King of Swords here. It's what you have clarity on. You know why these other things are working in your life? Because you're sure of those things. It goes without saying. You're not sure about your love life at all. There seems to be so many unknowns about it for you. So all of the things that are working in your life, it's because you have clarity about them. You know. You just know how it works. Put this effort in and get that effort out. But when we're talking about relationships, there's someone else involved, right? And there's someone else that's involved in yours each time is someone that's not on the same page as you. You're I was going to say inviting. You're attracting in energy that isn't like your energy. What is that all about? I think it's down to a belief, because it's about what you've got clarity about. You're not sure. You could have a belief that you attract a certain kind of person, and that has you attracting that kind of a person in over and over again, instead of being sure. Now, this is who I am. This is the energy I attract. I attract like energy to me, rather than opposite energy. I think you're telling yourself a story here about being left out and the wrong ones coming in, and you're perpetuating this cycle happening, rather than having reciprocal energy come back in, like realizing what it is that you want. You might need to get out of the dating game for a while and get out of the love game while you reset yourself, give yourself that energy, and so you can get really clear on that, and then only allow that similar kind of an energy in. No one's reciprocating to you. Just save that energy to yourself. Don't be giving it out to anyone else. Just give it to yourself, give it to yourself, give it to yourself, until you're so locked in on that energy. Then open up to dating again. I think it will be very different then. So, recent past energy. Excuse me, for Shells. What's in the recent past for Shells? What have they been experiencing? A lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, overthinking this, just like getting so frustrated about it. It's just really getting you down. It's getting the heavy energy. I feel it. It's getting heavy energy because you're like, I can't figure this out. What the hell? The rest of my life is great. This is not great at all. Who are these people coming in? They're nothing like me. And then you've got periods where just nothing at all. Yeah, a lot of anxiety there. Coming in the near future, a need for healing. You need to have a rest. Four of Voices, there's that healing way. You just put your feet up for a while and you don't bother with it. You need to get back to yourself and get out of the love game for a while, because you're in this cycle of even if you're not in it, you're like, Clara, I'm not even in it. I'm not taking part. But if that story is still going on, you are in it. You're still looking, or you're still involved in it. They're still showing up. If you completely shut yourself off and like, no, I'm resting, recuperating, not going to those places anymore, not doing that thing, not even open to it, not even going to think about it. I mean, you're going to stop watching tarot about it. I am not open for business as far as relationships go. I'm going to focus on myself. Give myself this energy until I feel good and ready to open back up to relationship again. I think that would really help you. What's this reading also about? Well, it's about your strengths, and it's about you opening up to what you deserve. Now, this is perfect. Yeah, couldn't have said it better than myself, because strength is realizing your strengths, realizing what you offer in relationships, realizing this Six of Materials, just what you offer, realizing what you deserve back in relationship. It's exactly the same. You're looking for someone that's just like you. You haven't been attracting someone just like you. But if you get into your strengths and feel really strongly about yourself and just give yourself that energy, you'll realize how amazing it is. You know what's going to happen? Your Eight of Materials are going to get even stronger. Start giving yourself all of this energy, all of this Six. It's going to make even more abundance for you, or even more good stuff, right? Of course it will. Self-love always does that. So you go from strength to strength, and all the while you'll be opening up to receiving more abundance. Everything will be going well. At some point, naturally, you're going to open back up to relationship again. But you don't need to force it. You don't need to force that. So it's about you opening up. Very different cards, right, to the Five and the Knight. This is just not what you want at all. This Five of Pentacles being left out, and Knight of Voices, when people just come in on a whim, like I like you a little bit, but not enough to ask you out or anything like that. It's just like, no. Look at this. Even the color is much nicer, right? It's your strength, you being strong, and then opening your heart up to being loved properly as you have always deserved. What are your fears? What are your fears? Shells, what are your fears? Marriage. Wow. Fearing marriage. So, yeah, it might be that you need to be single for longer and really be in that independent mode. What would you fear about marriage? I don't know. Is it the burdens of it all? Is it, have you been taking on burdens in relationships like that? And being tied down and not having freedom and, not being able to do what you want to do? Well, that to me wouldn't be marriage. I mean, it is some kinds of marriages, right? But I certainly wouldn't get myself into that kind of marriage. Equals, very different. You wouldn't fear if you had reciprocal energy, right? Someone that loves you as much as someone that puts as much into a relationship as you do. If you're in a relationship with someone like yourself, you'd marry them, right? It'd be very different. What are your hopes? No, that's fears again. Five of Voices, chaos and conflict, disruption, drama, all of that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, yeah, you don't have a very positive view of relationships here, do you? Is it even worth it? Look, she's there underneath the mistletoe. It's like, kiss me. It's like, oh, this is going to be trouble. It's that kind of an energy, pessimism about relationships. Okay. What are your hopes? What are your hopes? What are Shell's hopes? 7 of emotions. That you get to choose, that you've got a choice, like plenty of fish in the sea. Oh, really? Then show me all the different fish then and I'll choose. It's that kind of an energy. You're hoping to choose. You're hoping for a cycle to complete and you want to start, like a new chapter of your life. Like, shouldn't you be getting lucky now? I think you should. And death, yeah, well, even more that world energy, but even bigger, like a complete ending of that darkness and a rebirth, like a completely different circumstances. Wow, I like it. I do. I hope you get that. Those are your wishes. Right, so let's get your outcome cards out. Now I'm going to get a few cards out because I want it to be a progression, like where to from here kind of thing. What's coming up? What's the outcome for Shells? Let's get a few cards for them to show the progression of what's coming up. Wow. Strong start. Oof. And 3. Nice. Wow, your cards are good. What's next? That almost came out, but I wasn't sure about it. What else? At least one more. There we go. No, I want one more apart from that. I can't leave it hanging on that. One more outcome card. There we go. Okay, right. So you have 6 outcome cards here. Tells quite the story. Okay, so if you want to find out what those are, if you want me to get cards out for further clarity and guidance for you in this situation, you might want to get that deeper dive. So if you do, I'll have a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below as well. It is 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, you're not going to receive it. Now, the email will end up in your inbox, might end up in your inbox. It might end up in your spam, your junk, your promotions folder. Do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. Click on that shell on your device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there and leave a comment and all of that good stuff. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of it. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly.